Like, sometimes people can, go too far and demand things that are unreasonable. But being upset that Diablo Immortal existed, I didn't care because I've got no sympathy for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And if people want to make fun of them and ask awkward questions at BlizzCon, fine.
Yeah.
This year's gonna be so much better.
I am so ready for every single BlitzCon panel to be someone who pulls off their shirt and now they've got a Winnie the Pooh shirt on under it, going up and going, questions. So, stance on China, huh?
I won't go and say it's definitely gonna be a thing, but I have a suspicion that they might not even do Q&As this year.
Oh, God, yeah.
They'd be wary just after the Diablo Immortal thing last year. With all of this, if they don't do Q&As in their panels, I will laugh so fucking hard. I'll laugh even harder if they do them, because they're going to be an almighty shit show.
No, I will. I just... They want engagement. They ask for engagement all the time. They beg for engagement. They find all sorts of ways to get their audience to engage with them. Well, I think now that's going to come home to roost.
Yeah.
Because they've created all these avenues, and
that's a very good point. But there has to come a point where it's where the engagement...
It has to affect the bottom line ultimately.
Yeah. It has to reach a point where the engagement is too toxic for them to touch. And having to have their panelists try and field questions about China and Hong Kong, I think that's where they're going to say, you know what? This isn't good engagement.
Yeah. I mean, they get 10% of their annual revenue from China right now.
Yeah. One thing that I think is interesting about all this is I've not seen a lot of people talking about that Switch port of Overwatch, because the impression I get is a lot of people have gone, I'm not going to touch it, not going to think about it, not going to look into it, because Blizzard, don't want to support them right now. Totally fair.
Yeah, like, that was I saw it and I'm like, I'm A, over Overwatch, and B, I fuck their games right now.
So, I agree with you entirely. I managed to get offered code not directly from them and went, yeah, sure, I'll take a look. It's a bad port. And no one's talking about the fact it's a bad port because no one is looking at it because we're not touching Blizzard right now. So even if you're ignoring the Blizzard thing and going, oh, I'll still play their games, the Switch port of Overwatch is not good.
Yeah.
Even with its cut down to 30 FPS, it has pretty noticeable frame rate chugs below that, and it fails to load textures sometimes for no reason. I have played multiple matches where characters are just glowing orange orbs because the character didn't load in.
Brilliant.
Yikes.
Yeah, so, because no one's talking about Blizzard right now, that I feel like that's almost swept under the rug, the fact they've just pushed out a really bad port, but that port's real bad.
So yeah, it's not good. So in a way, like, it in a normal industry, it would be very bad for Blizzard to have all of this shitty news and bad PR during the time of a big game launch, of a notable game launch. But it sounds like this is working out all right for them, or at least it's working out all right for the Switch version of Overwatch, which is shit. But people don't really care at the moment because they're talking about all the Hong Kong stuff.
Exactly. It might have actually helped this port to hide from the fact it's a bit shit. But some games that aren't a bit shit. Who's been playing games this week that aren't shit? Jim, you got any of those?
There's one I really want to talk about.
What one do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Children of Morta.
What is that?
Oh, it's fucking great. Conrad, you'll like this one.
All right.
It's a sort of roguelike dungeon crawler with a little dash of Diablo-style combat to it. And this wonderful story about a family who are fighting off this corrupting influence in the land. And you keep going into these dungeons, and you can pick from an ever-growing pool of characters that are members of this family. And each one plays differently, and each one levels up individually, but as they level up, they also gain traits that the whole family can share. And it is just going into dungeons, getting a little bit of that roguelike Binding of Isaac type thing where you get different upgrades that are only with you for that run. Mm-hmm. But you've also got this persistent leveling system. It's fucking gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. It's got like that pixely look to it, but the detail is astonishing. I can't recommend it enough.
That sounds really lovely.
I was playing it. It feels like something both of you would really like.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be my jam.
Yeah.
What is this available on?
Everything, as near as I can tell.
Okay.
It hit PC a little earlier, but it's on consoles now. I think it's on Switch as well.
I'm looking this up as we speak.
Yeah.
When you say Children of Mortar, is that like MORTAR, like mortars, or
No R.
Oh, okay, MORTA.
It's got this beautiful art style and lovely colors. It's so rich.
The backgrounds have this great painted quality to them. They're really beautiful. I like that a lot.
Each character plays really quite differently from the others. The upgrades you can get are really compelling. Where it makes me think of Binding of Isaac is some of the upgrades of things like familiars.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really good.
Yeah, that looks great.
I'll probably do a video on it this week, but it's
Oh,
yeah, it's got this great charming story about family at the heart of it. So it's not just dive into a dungeon and just keep doing runs over and over.
yeah.
Even as you fail runs, even if you die, when you go back, new stuff happens in the story. Every run you do, I'm sure it reaches a stopping point, but at least so far, every run I've done, whether I've completed it successfully or died, I come back to the family home and a new piece of story has unlocked. Like, one bit is every time I come back from a run, it's telling this story of the younger brother who is like training, and it's that fairly standard story of like the young reckless youth who wants to fight like his older brother and his father, but the family's concerned and the mother won't let him, and the uncle is secretly supporting it and giving him a weapon to train, but the mother's like, no, and it just unfolds every time he comes back from a dungeon run, and then he's unlocked as a character once you reach a point where the family agrees he can do it, and then you can play as him, and it just does that over time, and it unfolds really nicely narratively, and it's backed up by just this really addictive, compelling dungeon crawling. Like, I was worried, even though we started recording a little later today, I was worried I wouldn't get here in time because I was up late last night doing it. I was hooked on it this morning. It's one of those games where once you start playing, even if you tell yourself you'll just do a run, you end up keep playing it.
This looks.
I was in the lighthouse, right? Yes, I was. Return to Arlathan via the crossroads or fast travel to everyone wants to see. The Griffins have been doing along with what's his name? Right. Two. I'm gonna take Davern and Nev, why not? Gonna turn on FSR because this area kind of needs it. Going to mark the quest. Okay, gonna turn off SSR because this is worse. Great.
We get anything out of that Venatori prisoner yet?
Your friends
Nothing.
left you behind. They abandoned you.
Lucicon is always by my side.
I've never seen anything like this. The whole forest.
Griffin! Got a griffin!
Let's see if we can figure this out.
I don't understand what you mean. I take this thing away, the force field disappears, there's stuff in there to loot. I did it at the start of the game.
All right, say we take down Elganon's archdemon.
Hold on. You're talking about winning? Aren't you more glass half empty?
It's hypothetical. But say we win. Last archdemon, isn't it? And a monster that big. Where do you go after that?
Wherever Hassan takes us, let him lead for a while.
Last archdemon. No more blights. Ever.
Better be. Nice hit, bro.
It was, wasn't it?
Trouble nearby.
Right, so over this incredibly strong, tough-looking branch. Oh, never mind. We've got full ult anyway. Really? More? I don't actually want to do this fight. You're just in the vicinity.
Eldrin, how's the training going?
Just a minute. Poachers are nearby. The Hulla are in trouble. Quick, to your positions. Go!
Ever tried gingerwort tea? Heard it's got some kick.
You're joking. Who in their right mind would drink that?
Yeah, who would?
No one I know.
Though I did hear worms are a big hit with griffins.
Worms? Who said that?
Irv Mature. He's a wise old elf I once knew.
Right.
Looks like you met your match there, Eldrin.
They know none of this is real. Won't waste the effort.
You need to rouse the raptor in them.
That gives me an idea.
Wait, what's happening?
The Hala are in trouble. An unarmed hunter's nearby. Attack!
No.
Got it!
Where did my cam go? What? Yay! Reattaching my fucking camera minimized the game. Oh, this is interesting. Frame rate isn't just terrible in game, it's terrible in my entire desktop. My mouse cursor is juddery as fuck, my camera is juddery as fuck, and even the animations in my browser aren't playing at it. Okay. That's interesting. So it's not the game, it's the desktop. Anyway. It's fixed when I close the game. I wonder if I played this in like GNOME, if it would be better. I wonder if it even wouldn't crash. I wonder if it's KWin or something like that, because that has been crashing as well.
I've never seen anything like this. The whole forest is in chaos. Let's do this. Let's go to Docktown. Oops.
More strange relics in the markets. What do the threads have to say about it? Any news?
I'll take weakened over sundered. Aha, Dorian's here.
You spend far too much time here, Dorian.
This is where all my favorite people are. And besides, I have news. And every messenger bird I've met is dreadful at nuance.
What's the problem with Magister Parvis being here?
He's our eyes and ears in the Magisterium. He needs to keep suspicion off him.
Yes, I know. Can't be spotted with the shadow dragons. You worry too much, May.
Well, what do you have for us?
The cult lost people in Arlethan, and leadership has fallen to Knight Commander Lenos. He aims to bring the city to its knees.
But Minrathous is already falling apart.
I know. While the Varantis' attack on the city could have been much worse, the people's fear in the aftermath is palpable.
And the rumors about the Archon are true. He's dead. Assassinated during the Dragon's rampage. The palace has tried to keep the news from spreading until a new Archon steps up.
And no one has?
No one dares. Not with the Venatori circling like vultures. The risen gods are preparing for something big. And for that, they need fear. Chaos.
Preparing for something big? I don't like the sound of that. We barely got out of Weishaupt alive, and we needed Solus's help in Arlethan.
And that's why we need to know what the Venatori are preparing for. Lenos is the key to all of it. First, we stop what he's planning for Minrathous.
And then we find out what the gods are preparing for.
Let's hope it stays that simple. One of Lenos' Venatori associates is often at the Cobbled Swan. Let's see what we can get from him.
We? Dorian, you can't be going yourself.
It's the Swan. Everyone goes to the Swan.
I'll head out right now.
To the Cobbled Swan.
We really need to figure out the god's big plan. Dorian thinks Knight Commander Lenos is part of it, so let's track him down first.
I'm just the assistant.
You've done a lot for the city. Let's see if I can return the favor.
Doesn't actually look like it, does it? No. Turns out you can't.
Come back soon. We'll have more.
Need to rank you up first.
How well do you know Maevaris?
By reputation, she's been a prominent politician for a long time, and a hero to boot. We don't work together much, but from what I've seen, she's earned the good name.
We probably shouldn't keep Dorian waiting too long.
Nope. Nope, that's the Inquisitor. We're not doing that.
There's Dorian.
There's Lenos's associate. According to the shadows watching him, he's nervous and doesn't talk much, but does odd jobs for coin. Interesting, yes? I'll draw him off, you check his belongings, see if you can discover any clues about Lenos's plan.
Mostly gone. Warm. I don't even know what this is. Ale? Looks like he's been nursing it a while.
A map of Minratha streets near the waterworks and an ominous caption. Blight and Darkspawn release, the city yields to the Horde.
Half-eaten stale bread, water flask, muddy socks. And this map. Minratha's targets. That doesn't sound good. A bedroll. It's definitely seen better days. And it's damp. Sleeping out in the rain.
What are you poking about there for?
But I'm the mixologist. I don't serve drinks. I build libations. Let me know if you want anything.
Is there any point to getting these?
Very good.
Hey, I didn't see you rifling through customers' belongings, did I?
This customer might be associated with Venatori. Be careful.
If he's Venatori, he's not like any I've encountered. He comes in when we open, orders one drink, and sits in the corner all day. Then he leaves when we close.
Lenos intends to destroy the city with Blight and Darkspawn.
Carthus. Nothing like an attack to cause chaos in a city. You should head there immediately.
All right, let's go.
What? 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 Why is this? I'm gonna save and reload the game because I don't. GPU usage suddenly went up, including in the menu, and frame rate went to shit. These are entirely different issues to what I've been having generally. Which, is that a good thing or a bad thing? There, this is better. Thought I spoke too soon for a moment then. I thought I pressed 1 then, but I did not. Why do you eat it? Okay. Okay, we're jumping to that one, are we?
Now let's see what they've got.
Ooh. Didn't know if I could make that one. Still not as good as this.
Needed some action.
Are you just chilling in here? It's one of those things. Right, fine, okay, I've got to jump down there, aggro it, in a really small area, by the way. Really annoying that I couldn't aggro it from up there. You're weakened. It deaded. Right. My rewards for the battle, which cost me all of my ults, was a little bit of ults.
Something tore through these gates. Something big.
Is it that thing? Perchance.
Watch out. I bet this darkspawn was what tore through the gates.
Wow. That wasn't... What? Okay.
There's a problem.
More blight in the way.
Oh.
That did it. We can get through now. Time for nothing. Let's do this.
Got us in a distance.
Rock, nice one.
Rook takes that.
They're not in range.
You going? Where are you fucking off to? Come back here.
Everything's crumbling down here. Might be tricky to get out.
At least a dozen people have been lost trying to map this place. But I'd mention that.
Was that before or after the gods came back?
Wasn't enough. There must be another. Find the blight boils. We need to clear the way and keep pushing.
It was wasn't exactly difficult. Oh, I was going to try and leap that, but you can just walk over it because amazingly that is too much of a gap to jump over. I know, it's shocking.
Shadow dragons? How did you find this place? Venator, for me! You think you've won? Do you think you can stop the Venatori? Or the risen gods?
I won't give up the city then.
What a good Templar you are.
Shadow dragons have brought nothing but chaos to the city.
At least we're not trying to blight it.
Ow. You can watch me all you like, Nev. burning, overwhelmed, siphoned. The saving grace of this is that Templars in Tevinter are fucking pathetic.
Can't say he'll be missed.
Let's look around, see what we find.
Good place to hang out.
There was a thing, wasn't there, in Inquisition that Cullen said that when they went after Venatori and like Tevinter Magisters and shit, they were so unused to fighting actual Templars with proper Templar abilities and mana siphoning and shit like that, that they were just utterly inept. Lenos, preparations for the Risen God's ritual demand more soldiers. Sow chaos within the city, make the people desperate. Tell them the Venatori and the gods will deliver them. Do not disappoint.
The Risen God's ritual. That's what the gods and the Venatori are preparing for.
The Magisterium is ours. Templars are ours. The place can no longer hide. The palace can no longer hide that Archon Radonis is dead. The city's spirit will soon break, and the Venatori shall rise.
They detail the Venatori's long-term plans and what they want to do with Tevinter.
Ancient elves drew from the magic of the celestial spheres and wove their greatest enchantments beneath a darkened sun. A full eclipse approaches, which is an auspicious potent for our risen gods, Philia.
These star charts predict an eclipse to make magic stronger.
So they're doing magic crap under an eclipse. That's never good.
All this. The ritual, the eclipse, and the Venatori plans. We have to bring this to the Shadow Dragons immediately.
Let's head back. The Shadows need to know about this.
Orb. Oh. Speak to the team was the fast travel.
Evil old gods, rituals, waiting for the stars. It's about as Tevinter as blood magic and hubris. Learning about the gods' plans is wonderful, of course. But the lists of magisters you got your hands on. Now there's the real gold.
You've looked at it already. Of course you have.
Information on their backers, the ties to illegal slavery. Don't you see what this means? This is power, May. Imagine becoming Archon and using this against those who've been hurting the people for years.
You're going to be Archon.
On the throne, Dorian.
Tell me that wouldn't be a splendid way to bring about real change.
Sounds like someone's got a plan.
Goodness, you make me sound absolutely nefarious. I love it. But yes, if the Venatori can scheme, so can we.
But how would you use this information exactly?
Dorian wants to use it to crush our enemies by whatever means necessary. I prefer to use it to rally the people. I say we make the information known. Allow the people to see the real justice served. Prove that from now on, we work for them.
We tried that already. Or have you forgotten the Lucerni? I no longer trust that political machine will work in our favor. No. We must get at the root of the problem before they can react. A more forceful approach. Destroy them and their networks utterly.
Swords and spies and blackmail? The devious means you learned in the South? If we go outside the system, we invite everyone else to do the same. No. We
The
have
devious schemes you learnt in the
to show the
South.
people of Tevinter that we're here for them.
We're shadow dragons. It's right there in the name. You supported this because you knew the system didn't work for the people.
The point was to work in the shadows until we could work in the light. And Rook has brought us what we need.
May, the Imperium's politics burned you once and you still...
Enough. We're not the only ones who have a stake in this. Rook, you have been instrumental in all this.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Dorian.
What strategy do you prefer?
What sort of change are you trying to achieve?
For a start, slavery. Abhorrent. It needs to go no more.
And Tevinter has been ruled by the Altus mages for all of its history. That must change. The Zoparati, non-mages, deserve a say in their own governance.
That's character growth from Dorian.
Beginning of what will undoubtedly be a long journey.
In Inquisition, which granted is 10 years ago, Dorian was so, let's say, used to Tevinter cultural norms, he didn't even consider that slavery was bad. I see his time in the South has given him fresh context.
Shouldn't you be on the same side?
We are on the same side. We both know what Tevinter needs. How best to get it, that's the question.
If we went with Dorian's plan, I'd support it fully. But we won't, because he'll come around and realize that I'm right.
And I'd absolutely back you up on that, if you were right, which you aren't.
We'll see.
Will we?
Dorian, are you really suggesting violent revolution?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a mere threat of violence is sufficient.
He learned that from his friends in the South.
You fallen yokai. Thanks for the follow.
The succession crisis with a duel.
It worked. Astoundingly.
We're not Ferelden.
I'm merely saying we need to consider bold and creative methods
Right.
of achieving our ends. The game is rigged. Why play by rules crooked magisters already exploit?
I am very much enjoying the game.
If they're gone, we can fill the magisterium with those who respect the office. Then we'll actually see progress.
Mevaris, you really believe making this evidence public will work?
Dorian wants to work behind the scenes, but once again, it's the Magisters and Highbloods pulling the Imperium's strings. That doesn't inspire. It's a tactic used by our enemies. We need to show Tevinter that we can be different.
Unless they find some way to bury it? Or leverage their wealth, power, and status as they often have before?
Politics is a long game. If we use force against our enemies, our allies will remember it.
Also, that's really stupid because everyone knows how corrupt the Magisterium is. Like, oh, we're going to make the information about the corrupt Magisterium public. Like, yes. Okay. We already know that. And what? I choose violence. I wake up and choose violence. I've done multiple runs. I like to reach race and class in every romance. Nice. This is my first playthrough.
You want me to choose who'll be Archon? But I'm not even from here. I can't decide.
Then talk to the ones who are. See what they say.
I choose Dorian.
Tarquin, Nev, Gallus, they're all a part of this, just as you are. We should all be comfortable with whatever course we take.
I'm romancing Nev, by the way.
I'll go do that.
Oh. Me romancing, I need to know. Same brain. Same brain. Right. Speaking of Nev Gallus. Hey, babe. Romancing Balara. I like Balara. We just did her brother's quest yesterday.
This is gone. We got information about the Venatori's plans, the god's ritual. I'd call that a good day.
I meant about Mevaris and Dorian. We all want change. Who will be the more effective in getting it?
Oh, that. You're dragging me into it?
You know me. I'm trouble. But more than that, it's your city.
Cute.
Your
That's adorable.
and I care about what you think.
Sweet talker. Mayvaris Talani has been in this game for decades. She's dedicated and ruthless when she needs to be. Dorian Parvis is a wild card. Flashy and inventive, he'll keep his enemies on their toes. But if you're asking me, I'd go with Mayvaris. She'll inspire people, show them that the Magisterium can be better than it is. Right now, after the gods and everything else, that's what this city needs. What we all need.
Thanks, Nev. That helps.
That's what I'm here for.
Just grinding to get the faction strengths up. Yeah, I need to do that. I'm just doing, to be honest, I'm just doing side quests. I'm doing so many side quests. And most of the factions are fine. Some of them are good, actually. I know that's because I told her to be Superman instead of Batman. But I'm still erring on the side of Dorian.
Grand news about Lenos. One less crooked Templar in town.
I guess the strength steps are doing pretty much the same. It also gets my level up. I love being over-leveled for things in RPGs. Although, I'm guessing the level cap is 50. I'm level 49, so... Yeah. Me.
Lenos got what he deserved.
Makes you smile, doesn't it? Drinks for everyone.
Lenos made my life miserable. Rana's too.
I hear he started out different. Maybe he once cared about something other than gold. But I didn't know that, Lenos. And I'm not going to mourn the one I did. Still, I'll thank the bastard for writing everything down. And delivering it to us all neat.
Dorian and Mayvaris still have to decide what to do with everything we got from Lenos.
Have you finished the Crossroads yet? I don't know what you mean by finish the Crossroads.
Then they asked for my opinion. Can you believe it?
After all that talk about people needing a voice, I'd be looking at them sideways if they didn't.
I suspect this decision will determine Tevinter's path for years to come.
Then Dorian's way is my choice. He knows you don't stop to talk when you find a hole in the enemy's defenses.
Dorian is a brash rebel.
And Mayvaris too much of a romantic.
I think the people will appreciate Mayvaris returning as the leader they've always wanted to see.
No. They'll appreciate their lives actually changing for the better.
Beat all the mini bosses there and found all the memories. I found all the memories. I did that. I found all of the wolf statuettes long before we got the quest to actually do the memories. So I got like a 20-minute lore dump. And I beat all the revenants as well. And I kind of fought Mathal because I failed the conversation.
What do you think might happen depending on who leads?
With May, she gets power back again. Gets one more shot at changing Tevinter from the top down. Worst that could happen is nothing. But that's what you risk when all you rely on is hope. But with Dorian...
We could get chaos, strife. Things might get harder before they get easier. If they get easier.
I'll take my chances.
If you don't fail talking to her, she helps you with the Blighted Dragon. Nah. We killed the Blighted Dragon anyway. We've killed so many dragons.
Ugh, this is not helping. At all.
If I'd known you wanted help, I wouldn't have said anything.
Quinn.
What? Opinions are cheap. Sometimes you just have to go where you go.
I have faith, Rook.
Still not helpful.
Right, choose the Archon.
Maker. A full quarter of the Magisterium supporting a cult. bending the knee to these risen old gods just for a taste of more power. Can they not see they're only tools for the gods, so they can destroy the world?
Demanding intelligence, rationality, and self-awareness from our peers. You ask too much, Mevaris.
Look at me, such a fool.
Ah, it's Rook. You spoke with the others.
What do you think? Who should be leading the charge from here on?
Should also give you a good weapon depending on the class. Ah. Well, I'm sure next time I play... Actually, no. I was going to say, I'm sure next time I play, I'll get the conversation right. I'll try. I'll see what happens. It was a good dragon fight. I was kind of underleveled for it. But we got it. As a knight, she gave me a sword that does 80% of every element damage. Oh, that sounds useful.
What happens after it's decided who'll lead?
Well, Lenos is gone, the cult's numbers are down, and they're scrambling to prepare for the god's ritual. They'll be distracted. It's a perfect opportunity to get our preparations in order.
All plans contingent on surviving the current disaster, of course.
Playing a Dwarf Grey Warden, nice. So, if we... Just imagining if we told Dorian in Inquisition that one day he would be Archon.
Dorian should lead.
Then it is decided. Of course, it only makes sense, but... Ha! Look at me! The sudden pressure.
You won't be alone. All of us are behind you. The Shadow Dragons, the city...
Emmerich approves as well.
It will take all of them to overcome the risen gods.
The Lich King of Angmar.
Way to bring them together.
The people know they don't want blight-ridden fiends in their city. They don't need me to tell them. I can, however, show them how to fight. Gods, cults, evil magisters, nothing will stand in our way of forging a new Tevinter.
Alright, Lenin. Is it the first BioWare game? Nah. I played all the Dragon Ages, all the Mass Effects, Jade Empire. What else? I have the first two Baldur's Gates, but I have not played them yet. They've been on the shelf behind me for literally years. What else have I played? I can't actually remember. Oh, KOTOR and Star Wars The Old Republic. I played those as well. I'm going to recommend Mass Effect. I love Mass Effect. My first BioWare games was KOTOR. And also KOTOR 2, which technically wasn't BioWare, but it was good as well. I still prefer KOTOR 1, but... Yeah. Right, should we go to Hosberg? No. Tash, as much as I love you, I feel like I should have Davern for this.
We'll practice form next.
Hey, Antoine. Evka.
I can still hear it. though it is giving me a headache.
Please be careful.
Merde.
Container? It's very sturdy. I tested it.
What? When? And how?
Am I interrupting?
No. Our study of the new blight continues.
We know the gods changed the blight. We think it changed more than they realized, or altered itself after.
Altered itself?
Something other than gods.
Always cry speaking such about their identity. I know, they're so adorable. New set of rules, dangerous.
So the rules change further. The world's never as stable as people believe.
A veil jumper would know. We should trade stories sometime.
So what's the blight answering to?
Remember the strange call I heard after the Lavendale battle? It was here, in the wetlands.
We think the source is out a ways, towards the redoubt.
I can tell it's something large, rooted. A construct of the blight itself.
It's not down the well, is it?
What that could mean.
Where'd you find the armor? I always see it, I never find it. It is in what's it called? Ravane. There's a merchant in Heroes of the thingy-majig.
Archdemons.
Hall of Heroes? Something like that.
If the eruption calls the blight, then it could mess with us too. Spark the calling sooner. We'll lose ourselves, along with the wetlands.
Antoine, you hear stuff in the blight. More than some of the others. Are you...
Yes. A little sensitive, but it's not calling to me. Not yet. Like everyone else, I'll know when that changes.
Maybe we shouldn't just send people to the deep roads when they start to hear the calling. Maybe it might be useful to have people who can actually hear the blight more clearly than the other Grey Wardens. Like, I know they sort of turn into ghouls and shit eventually. But, like, Larius was actually pretty useful. Was it Larius? I think that was his name. In Dragon Age 2.
Should you have told me all this about the calling?
First Warden would have said no.
You're our friend. You chase archdemons and fight the blight. It seems fair you know what this means.
Also, I've played the first game, so it would have just been weird if they tried to hide stuff about the calling from me. Just from a ludonarrative perspective.
So, how do I help?
Figured you'd be in. Remember those samples you found when we first arrived? Based on our studies, Antoine made an alchemical flame. It's impressive. It should destroy the eruption.
Theoretically. At least the last batch was stable. Mostly.
But if the eruption's controlling the blight and it gets attacked, then the blight around Lavendale might respond.
Yes, its roots are everywhere and spreading. I can feel them.
These people can't lose their blight experts. I can go after the eruption.
While we guard against nasty side effects here.
It's a plan. I didn't miss the part where Antoine said the alchemical flame is mostly stable.
I'll make sure the containers are sealed.
Maybe don't bang them together.
The blight poisons so much. Water, plants, animals, people. Some would call the wetlands dead already. But they're not. It's not too late. Whatever the eruption means for the waters, we can leave this place better. It's what we're supposed to do.
We'll take our stand in the sheltered glade. Meet us there when you're done.
Let's go.
Is Martin staying here?
In Lavendale, he's usually the restless type. But I'm guessing he'll stick around while his injuries heal.
Oh, here we go.
Keeping busy.
I'm sure this is... Emmerich from Dragon Age 2 voice actor. He sounds so familiar.
You know where to find us.
Also, my Nightbot really loves trans rights at the moment. I mean, based. But I have other messages that should be appearing.
All right. Let's find the Blight eruption.
There's a lot of blight around here. It's your first run. I cry every time I see the ending of this game. I look forward to that. The ending, not you crying specifically. I feel like magic should have a bigger range than this. Ow. Oh, there you are. There's the one I was killing. Oh, bollocks. I can't keep moving back that way. I'll leave the fight. Always so surprised, Nav.
Evka and Antoine think the Blight eruption is the source of the surge.
If they're right, maybe stopping it slows the spread.
Can't say for sure, but if it gives us a shot, we have to take it. Antoine's right about one thing. The wetlands die for good.
Get ready.
You can give me that health back. I said you can give me that health back. I pressed the wrong button. If you're weakened.
Thanks, Dabrin.
Happy to help. That was Ola-san. Like, also just casually using abilities to give me a moment of invulnerability. Oh no, they're attacking me. There's an AoE about to trigger. Let's, I don't know, siphon their health or something. Ooh. Frame rate got a bit gnarly there, but it leveled itself off.
Let's say we beat the Archdemon. God's
I love how there's always a trigger for conversation here, and it always gets interrupted by a fight. Like, someone didn't plan that very well, did they? Actually, do you want to send a sound after that one? Ow, he's got a bloody big axe.
Nice hit, Rook.
Anyway, as you were saying?
Let's say we beat the Archdemon.
There we go.
Where do you go next?
The easy answer is I move to the next job. Keep looking after Docktown.
And the truth?
I don't know what comes next on a good day. And we're fighting gods.
It seems par for the course, to be honest with you. After the whole Corypheus incident. Wow, someone's fighting over here. I'm just going to let the demons and Darkspawn thin out their own numbers a little bit. Who are you placing bets on, the Darkspawn or the demons? I'm going to say the demons. Although there's only a couple of Darkspawn, but they are quite big boys. There's this lad over here who's just not been... Oh shit, now he's targeting me. Clearly he got bored with the Darkspawn. Give it a rest a minute. There you are.
Let's go.
Get ready.
Get ready, he says. Where's the big lad? There you are.
I got the setup, you do the rest.
Also, you're weakened, so have fun with the sun. Nice. Yoink.
I'm still trying to work out the whole Dorma job.
Which part? Not short on options.
You said the dwarf, Furious Butch, was a pie maker?
His elderberry. Now there's a treat. But it was also a front.
The pie shop?
The product. He smuggled lyrium through the rhubarb pie.
Makes sense. Nobody likes rhubarb. Who'd find out?
And that's where the mime comes into play.
As they always do.
Naturally. What else would it have been? Why didn't I see it before? I love the stories of like pizzerias and restaurants in New York that started off as fronts for the mafia, but they made so much money as pizzerias that they just gave up the whole organized crime thing. It's very funny to me. I can siphon more from you.
Well, that's done.
Well, I'm going this way then.
There's definitely something in here. Something wrong.
Let us know when this goes from bad to worse.
Anything from Darkspawn. Oh, there's some blights. Blight boils. I'm kind of glad Origins released when it did. With like the old sort of...
The eruption's on the other side of that barrier.
You'll need to cut off the tendrils to break through. And fight if you don't.
Oh, shit. I'd say the old sort of PS3 era graphics and stuff. Because I feel like if it released now, it would be extremely like body horror and shit. If they went for like realism.
My job's done. Your turn.
Ow. Fuck off.
Better move before more Darkspawn show up.
We're not moving yet. We've got some blight to break. Fuck's sake. Alright, I'll run up to it. Okay, it's up there. Also, I don't remember where the ladder is to get up here. I might be going completely the wrong way. Yeah, I think that was completely the wrong way. Maybe it wasn't though. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe I was going the right way. Can I jump that? I'm sure it was a ladder. It. I wish the camera wouldn't shift right when I start, like... Line up a shot, shifts right. Line up a shot, it shifts. What is even the point in aiming if the reticule is going to move after you start your mage bolt thing? Mage bolt thing. Yep, that's the technical term. Just casually stamping on an alligator. Can I go left here? Nope. Right. Oh, then. There was a way up there. I'm sure that... Well, there must be, because there's a thingy. A fiery thingy. One of those. Let's explore over this way first, then.
Up on the ledge. We can get at the tendrils from there.
Yes, I know. One sec. How have I not looted you yet? Silver bar. I'm rich. I've looted you. Oh. Yeet!
A ballista.
Well, that could be handy.
That's the word, ballista. Thanks, Rook.
We're through.
Let's see what's at the heart of this.
Turns out the ballista was not actually handy, at least not yet.
What is... Is that the Blight eruption?
Then Hedith.
The Darkspawn are protecting it. We need to take them out.
Damn it!
Davrin?
I can hear that eruption. The blight's spreading. We need to stop it.
I'm glad we got Davrin here to tell us these things. I wasn't aware of that. I should have done another lightning, but never mind. You are weakened. Thanks, Hassan.
Davrin got this one. Nice move.
I'm just gonna... Oi.
Got us from a distance.
The eruption's not happening. Keep fighting. We're not falling. I'm good to go.
Let's just leg it. Shoot that thing. Shoot. Oi. Shoot that thing. Oh, I'm just running. Was that all of them? No. Am I missing one? Am I missing a blight boil? Oh. Was not looking where I was going then. Yeah, there's an ogre there. Bashadon.
I'm ready to go again.
I'm running. What? I thought you were weak. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was aiming for that one. He was weakened at the time.
Move now.
Yep, moving. God, you are even uglier up close. Moving.
I'm ready. Tell me what you need.
My job's done. Your turn.
Watch out, on your left.
Right, now we can focus on the big lads. Oh, never mind. Right, you can have these two.
Make it count, man.
Oh, now you are.
This is it.
Right.
Let's get that eruption.
Now you turn orange. Place alchemical flame.
All right, we strike and the whole thing goes up.
Move to a safe distance.
All right, time to destroy this thing.
Yeah. Now we just go back. We could fast travel. But I'm not gonna.
The blight eruption was...
Lodge?
We knew the blight had changed, but I didn't expect that.
It's what Antoine's been hearing. It was spreading blight through the wetlands. Further, maybe. When we hit it...
If it's all knotted together, they must have felt it in Lavendale.
The dreams of the Titans. They must have had some really shitty dreams.
What I still can't work out, Devrin, on the Voldormer job, that rageling you were hunting,
Teeth like razors. Temper to match.
what was it doing in the middle of a crowded market?
I asked Sulky Willie the same question.
What a name.
Guy who hired me. Sad old dwarf. Said the rageling was a curse sent to kill him.
Huh. Rumor, red herring, both. Where's the truth start and the rest begin? Now that's the question.
Sulky Willie. Well, as far as I know, it had nothing to do with the well. That was a different demon entirely. I still have no idea about these. Oops. I don't know what they're supposed to be facing. What? Well, that lit that flame. Right, so this one needs to be pointing at that flame. This is pointing at that flame. Never mind, solved it. Oh, it's that flame. I see. It must have been here at one point and then just fell off. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't fast travel. Sec. This is serene.
Were they dormant?
Maybe. They're beautiful. Much like you.
Oh, cute.
We knew when you hit that eruption. The blight around Lavendel reacted. And there was a sound in it. Like nothing we've heard before.
Ooh la. It will scare we.
I'm not sure words will do it justice. Maybe I should draw you a picture.
Oh, yes. Would you? We'll check the site, but I'll keep your version for our notes.
Make sure to sign it. When the eruption was destroyed, some of the bigger tendrils pulled back. The remaining blight won't vanish overnight, but it's a good sign. And this place opened up.
The flowers here, they managed to survive, buried, untouched. They have a chance to return now.
Because you stopped the blight eruption, flowers can return. This is incredible. Tough little plants. Right, you two are boning, right?
Look at you. Out here with the flowers and a moment alone that I walked into the middle of.
You're fine.
Yes, please. Enjoy the flowers.
We thought the Grey Warden's purpose would end when the last archdemons died.
And that time's almost here. It's unbelievable.
The Order is those of us left now. When the archdemons fall, some wardens will hang up their swords. Until they're calling, at least.
So the wardens are finished?
No, our numbers may get smaller, but FK and I will be here. Others will stay too.
There's still blight in the world. There's something new calling to it. And to us.
There's blight inside us too. If it changed out there, have we changed as well?
What matters is that if new evils show up, we'll be here to keep them back.
What if by the end of this we not just get rid of the archdemons but end the blight as well? What would that do to the world? I guess make them normal people, right?
Don't worry. I'm good. I've got everything I need right here.
Me too.
Do you really think something inside you has changed?
Something inside her has changed.
Or maybe we're the same. But does that mean we'll be the same? You can't sense the blight. But trust us, it feels different. And the sound is changing too.
As for what it means, it's like Antoine said. We don't know yet.
You're dealing with a lot of questions. Really big questions. I'd be a mess.
Chasing gods, living in the Fade. That doesn't raise big questions?
It does, and my point stands.
The blight feels relentless most of the time. We see what it does up close.
The world dying, how it spreads. But we keep going.
And look, these flowers can make it back.
They can. Okay, I'll leave you two alone with the flowers and the sweet moment I didn't interrupt.
It's fine, I promise. Are you worried we don't go on dates? Because we do. Lavendel was named for flowers. They must have been everywhere before. When we get back.
We can stay here a bit longer first.
Oh, yes. I thought I heard birds earlier. Maybe we can find them?
This reminds me of that cave in Nier Automata. You go down a lift and there's just the glowy flowers everywhere.
The wetlands aren't fully healed.
But some places barely come back at all.
Yeah.
Maximum level reached. I was right.
Possible.
Hit level cap. Not my favorite. I don't like level caps. Alright, what should my last point be in? Control abilities. I don't think I have any control abilities. Desolate Malady. Affliction damage plus 10%. Maximum chilled stacks 1 plus 1. Light damage attack. I don't ever use light attacks. Projectiles. Strike. Staff energy charge. I still don't know what staff energy charge means. Staff energy charge, I mean. Takedown damage. Do I use takedown? Critical damage. Perfect defense. Grant shocking weapons. I don't. I'm gonna refund that. I don't ever use medium armor. Wearing a helm and armor of different classifications gain some shit. I just use light. Armor duration. I feel like I've gone around in a complete circle now. What's this? Actions that consume mana now consume health. I'm sure that's literally just blood magic. Abilities cost an extra 50 but gain 50% penetration. I don't want them to use more mana. I want more mana if anything. What's this? Detonate sundered. It does a ton of damage though. How much does? That applies weakened. That detonates sundered. Oh. I can't get that anyway. I thought I had. I do have that ability. Oh. I just clearly wasn't clicking it competently enough. Yeah, let's go with this. Oh. In that case, let's go to the lighthouse and talk to everyone again. What's this? What am I? Oh, right, I picked up some armor I didn't like. Somewhere. There. And an orb I didn't want. Companions. Davrin makes sense. Oh yeah, he picked up some armor again that he didn't want. Well, he didn't want. Implying he has agency. I want map. I want lighthouse. Let's just have a chat with everyone. Maybe I might pick up some new missive available. Gods and their servants. There was one still alive. You done for Lavender. Should thank you, but I'm writing this. Can't find the words. Felicia, no strange, bad looking, unfortunate occurrence. Griffin's new home, necropolis, finals. Well, there's one of those I meant to read. I can't remember which one, so never mind. Aha. Hi there.
Faster. Quicker with the dagger at Weishaupt. Gillenane would be dead now.
I was.
So you keep saying.
I saw it myself. From one professional to another, you did everything you could.
I missed the target.
You also pulled off the most incredible acrobatic assassination attempt I've ever seen.
Well, if you're going to kill, do it in style. Just remember the killing part.
Next time.
I like Lucanus. No Tash. Tash manages to find a way to be in every room except their own. Monely? That was a Freudian slip. I'm going to say mainly Hardings.
Rook, when's the last time you slept?
It's fine. We're in the Fade. We're sleeping now, kind of, but not really because we're here physically. But never mind. That's my meditation chamber. Ah, here's Tash.
So you're a skull now?
I refuse to explain my condition yet again to one of Volkaran's roommates.
I have my own room. Hey,
Is a skull still called a corpse when you're just a skull? Okay, I'll ask Emmerich.
This is Hezenkassa's true punishment. Being confined in a room with Tash. Ah, Belle. Hi there. You want to talk?
Oh, Rook, you're here. Good. I had a question for my story.
Sure. What kind
Favorite position 69. Wait, what?
Well, a personal one, I guess. Maybe not. Never mind.
Oh, come on.
Sounds like that might actually be her question.
Okay, I'll try. I'm gonna do this. So I'm having fun. It's different, but neat. And the fighting bits are going well. So's the romance, mostly.
You've got fighting and romance. What more do you need?
Well, lots of things, really. A plot, pacing, that sort of thing. But most of that's going okay so far.
So, what did you want to ask then?
It's my hero. I know who they are, what they look like, all of that. But I can't figure out the why.
Why what?
Why they do it. Risk it all. Save the world. Well, you're a hero. I mean, a real one.
It's dying.
So why are you doing all this?
The world is going to end if we don't stop it. And I don't see a whole lot of other people lining up to help.
I wish I could be like that. Facing danger.
You literally are doing that, Belle.
But that's pretty much exactly what you do. All the time.
Sure, because I have to. And I'm scared the whole time.
Everyone's scared sometimes. It's what you do with the fear that counts. Facing it, fighting through it, that's what a hero does.
I guess so. It's hard to think of it that way. We are going up against a god. Multiple gods, actually. That feels heroic. To me, at least. And we're saving the world.
You're killing your own god. That's basically an anime protagonist thing.
Not a lot of people can say that. Couple of dozen, at most.
Never thought I'd be one of them. But maybe let's wait to celebrate. Until it's over. Anyways, I should get back to it. Writing. Thanks, Rook. That helped. A lot.
The Randy Dowager Quarterly Annual, an extra thick annual edition of the Suspect Quarterly. The Randy Dowager puts a bow on the year by gifting us the illustrated Inquisition Exposed, being a mocking, I think that says, epic of love, betrayal, breaches torn, breaches torn. Oh, breaches torn. I didn't notice the alternate spelling of breaches. I see what you did there. And the eternal struggle between concerns mortal and passions mysterious, an artfully branching romantic narrative that encourages the bibliophile to self-insert or guide a friend. The Randy Dowager exhibitions for the noble of thought but spry of step. The lady herself says, a page-turner quickly flicked, describing both issue and reader. 5 scarves fluttered in shock out of 5. Lady herself being Aveline, right? Wasn't that a thing? A shield in Dragon Age 2? I don't remember. Nope. Harding also not in her own room. There's no one up there, is there? No. Boop. Hi, Neff.
Just when you think the Venatori can't get worse.
Good talk. You're not in there. You were talking to Lucanus. Cheers, Emmerich and Harding.
Emmerich, what are dreams usually like?
Well, there's no usual with dreams.
But are they ever where you're in a dream with someone else and, you know...
Well, other people do frequently feature in dreams.
But what's it mean when you're together?
What do... together.
This is all new for me.
The sleeping mind wanders. Intimate dreams are perfectly normal.
Oh, thank the ancestors.
Is it about Tash or someone else? Also, I love the concept of the person you're asking about sex dreams. You go to the Lich to ask them about the sex dreams. That is very funny. I know it's Emmerich, and he's even Emmerich as like professor of necromancy and shit. Even he is a really funny person to talk to about sex dreams. I mean, should we ask the caretaker?
Offer, dweller. I will answer.
Right. I'm going to save. Because I'm going to take a quick break to go pee and also I finished my tea. I finished my tea a while ago, actually. So I will see you in a minute.
Looks great from this trailer I'm looking at, and the more you talk about it, the more I'm like, yeah, I feel like I need to give this one a go.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to pick that up myself. I like that.
It scratches many of the itches I get. In terms of what I look for in a game.
Yeah, there are certain games that you will talk about, and I'll look at them and go, "This is one of those ones. It's gonna be a good one."
Yeah, I'm not sure how much hype it's got. I mostly heard about it from Casey Explosion, who is very good at picking out games that aren't getting much attention. But this one definitely deserves any attention that it's getting. The soundtrack's really nice. It's got some lovely music. It's got a vocal narrator. The characters aren't voiced, but there's a narrator, and it's such an exquisite production with really, really encouraging gameplay that makes you just keep going and going and going. And it constantly progresses. You know, unlike some roguelikes where even the ones like Binding of Isaac where you unlock certain things for use in the dungeon, because it's got its separate leveling system and you keep any gold you find in the dungeon that can be spent on upgrades for the whole family. Even a failed run, you're earning and progressing, which really helps.
Yeah, and that's something that I think you really have to include in some fashion in these games at this point, because it's all about feeling a sense of progression, and it needs to be constant, and if you're spacing it out too much, it's...
You don't ever want to have a run where it goes... where you feel like, that was an entire waste of my time.
Yeah.
And if I do it again, I might have another wasted time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even on ones where I've, made a big mistake and died super early. Because if you're not careful, traps will get you or whatnot. Even on ones where I die early, I'm like, well, at least I picked up some gold. At least I got some experience for the character. I got something, and that just makes you play more. Sometimes you can play one of the, a harsher game with more, that takes the roguelike stuff more seriously, where if you die, and you lose all progress. And sometimes that makes me just stop. Like if I'm getting really good in a run and I die late, I'm not inclined to start again.
Yeah.
Because it'll feel exhausting to have gone that far and lost it and have to start again from scratch. Whereas here, you never start from scratch. You lose your progress in the dungeon, but your character may have gotten a little stronger or is on the way to getting stronger. You've got gold, you invest it in upgrades. Every run has worth, and that makes me play for more runs, whether I fail or succeed. And this game, I think, has done it better than any other. That sense of even as you lose, you haven't... It's not a complete loss. This game is more rewarding than most games of this type, without ever feeling like it's hand-holding or being easy or whatever might turn people off. It's just, a very rewarding, very encouraging game with this wonderful little story woven through it. And lots of new surprises. Like, I've gone back to dungeons I've completed and found more stuff that have just randomly appeared as part of that dungeon's role. So, there's this new cave with these characters in it and a new little sub-quest thing. Every time, there's a new surprise. So yeah, just a very rich game in terms of everything, from its aesthetic to its gameplay.
I like that. Yeah, because I like the idea. I like doing start to finish runs, and things, and so to know that there could still be new surprises awaiting me in an older dungeon, that's really appealing.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. Yeah, that's cool.
And the upgrades you can find, the temporary upgrades that are just with you for a run, some of those, it's got that good Binding of Isaac feel of you can pick something up and you're like, oh yeah, well I've won this run.
Yeah.
Because I've got the thing that makes the dragon come out of the ground that poisons the earth for a bit. Or I've got the big totem I can stick in the ground that...
Hi again.
To ridiculous heights. Just makes me stupid strong. And those kinds of items are like on a minute cooldown, so you can still keep using them, but they're balanced in that way. But if you use them the right way, you're like, I've got this run locked up. But then there are other ones where it's luck of the draw and say, well, this one isn't so useful.
Yeah.
I've got the one that upgrades my attack but drains my health, which can be useful in certain things. Because it's not like a thing where you keep going and going and going. Every dungeon is like...
Right, let's go back to Docktown. Let's take Nev with us. I'm saying that as if I don't always take Nev with us. What does this do, actually? I did want that, but I wanted this. Detonate Sundered. You also detonate Sundered. Detonate Sundered. Applies Weakened. Applies Overwhelm. Detonates Weakened. Okay. Who can apply Sundered? Lucanus and presumably Harding then. Okay.
Darkspawn. Let me know if you hear anything.
Future Archon Parvis?
I must thank you again for everything you've done. Not being overrun with blight. Wonderful. And now we also have hope of changing things for the better.
I did what anyone would have done.
I'm taking a job at some Magister's estate. The Viper made up reference letters for me and everything.
This is part of Magister Pavis's plan, isn't it? Good luck. Better practice your curtsy.
Aww.
Get the new supplies, will ya?
Anything I can get from Lorelei?
Night, Commander. Good riddance.
I do love killing Templars. Becomes something of a tradition.
Keep safe out there.
Don't touch the treasure.
Yeah, don't be searching my treasure.
Very much said that in farmer voice first time when I was going for pirate. They're both Somerset, so... Pro tip, if you wanna like ensnare more people, don't have your name as literally scam artist.
Have you heard about the dragons? It's like the Centauri all over again.
They took down that corrupt Knight Commander, didn't they? And I think one of them put up a mural near my house. Something about hope for the city. Nice colors, too.
These meetings can't be good for business. I'm here, Inquisitor. It isn't just Inquisitor, is it? You were someone before that.
Clan Llewellyn. We try to be no one you've heard of. Morrigan is holding a perimeter. We're alone. Tell me what Solus did at Elganon's ritual.
Sounds like you already know.
I need to hear it from you.
Elganon raised his archdemon. Solus got us out of there. We saved a lot of people.
You sound grateful.
Why not? He really did help.
It seems so. He's always thinking about where it ends. How many of his names do you know? God of Lies, Dreadwolf, Fen'Harel. They're titles he earned from enemies, followers, and fractured history. I once called him by another name. Friend.
Some friend.
Do you always agree with your friends?
We're pretty aligned on whether or not to destroy the world, if that's what you mean.
I'll never excuse what he's done.
He's killed people I held dear, you know this too. But he became those names when he fought gods. And regret for his world turned into destroying ours. Sound familiar?
No. Threat for his world turned into destroying ours sound familiar. In what way did the Inquisitor do that?
You're making us sound like Solus. That's uncomfortable.
We're not like our enemy. They're making us do this.
Simple as one of Varric's morals. Don't become what you hate.
Or trapped by what we've lost. Also one of his. Tell me about the team you've built.
Are they a concern, or...?
You're handling things. This part, what you have now, I just miss the banter about friends.
Really? This was a social catch-up. I mean, okay, but she walked across the continent for this. Also, I was hoping that there'll be an elaboration as to how she's making us seem like Solus, because I'm not seeing it. We're not destroying any worlds, not killing any people unless they're like actively aggressing, aggressing us. Aggressing us? Actively aggressive, whatever, say it that way. In any case, for the love of Treviso, let's go see Viago. Spoke to Taya and Viago.
Rook stopped the Autom. Took down their comic maker. She did your job for you. She's a hero.
Just a meddling busybody. Where was Rook when the dragon attacked our city?
Fighting a different dragon. I can only be in one place at once.
I can't believe you're defending them.
I am not defending anyone, Jacobus.
You're letting them be a part of this? My cousin died because the governor didn't stop the Antam from taking over.
Jacobus?
You're blighted.
I'm fine. But
No,
I'm
you're
not
not.
going to be a part of this.
You are definitely blighted.
Well, now that that unpleasantness is dealt with, about your mysterious informant.
Whoever they are, they know the Antam and Treviso.
Your message made it sound like this informant also knows where the gods are staging their ritual.
Treviso does not need this troublemaker. This should be left to proper officials.
It very much concerns Rook. We have a contact who offers access to the Butcher and privileged information on the gods.
A chance to find your gods and to free the city. A prize for both our causes.
You don't expect much, do you?
Hopefully it is that simple. Our contact knows the city and Antam, but we don't know them.
How do you know it's for real?
They gave us patrol patterns. Dreadnought arrivals. Their information is real.
And you didn't share this with me?
People in this city continue to sicken and die. Do you not have other more pressing matters to attend to?
So where are we meeting?
Near the field hospital, where the market used to be.
And they ask for me, not you or Viago.
Even with what happened to Treviso, your fight against the gods is spoken of by many. You have respect, and no small admiration.
From who, though? That's the question.
There's really no clue who it is?
They're foolish enough to think crows are reliable.
Is it Zevran?
They promise help.
So do you when you're not killing each other. Treviso deserves better.
It's getting the best.
That has yet to be proven.
Fuck off.
Hypothetically, what if I'm walking into an ambush?
I would prepare for one.
Not everything is an adder in the wardrobe.
I said to prepare. I didn't say not to go.
What about the human help that Anton was getting? You have any leads on that?
We continue what you started. The other Talons are turning over every stone.
You trust them? Not even your first Talon is safe from your infighting.
We are all Antivan crows.
And yet those of us sworn to Treviso are beneath you.
I'll talk with this mystery contact.
And the rest of us will hope not to get caught in your crossfire again.
If we can remove the Butcher and weaken the Antam, then perhaps Treviso can start to heal from the Blight. With luck, this informant is our key to that. Find them, Rook. Hear what they have to say.
Right, my crossfire.
The field hospital, Rook.
My crossfire.
On site. Remember, there are injured people there. Don't damage anything.
Yeah, my crossfire. I am the one who put the Antam and the Venatori here. It's entirely my fault. I would recognize them on sight. That narrows it down.
So we're supposed to meet this unknown contact? Feels like a trap.
We're fighting gods with the crows. I'm curious who would try to trap us. If our informant actually knows where Elganon and Gillinane are performing their next ritual, it's worth the risk.
Yeet! Well, up. People should clear up the bodies from this area. Might do something about this infestation. Mind you, I guess people are otherwise occupied.
We are low on Elfroot, and the Embryon won't last.
When the Antam were sending Sten to help combat the Blight, or at least find out what it was. Meet the informant in the market. Fought the chaos in the market square.
Viago and Taya said our informant is somewhere in the market. Let's find them. I just hope their supposed information about the god's location is actually true.
Rook, I presume.
The Butcher!
There's no need for that. Treviso is the trap, not this meeting. Please.
Yeah, he's right.
So tense.
I did recognize him on sight.
I promise. I'll signal when it's time to fight.
Strange way to ambush someone.
I don't have to ambush anyone. You think I couldn't just march on the crows? Scattered Antam flock to me. I have the soldiers to raise your casino and every inch of this city.
But I'll bet there's no profit in actually winning.
There's money being made by the occupation, but not by me. I said Treviso was the trap, and I meant it. The jewel of Antiva. She sings even while caged. Such purity in every stone. It's trapped my heart. I love this city.
Everyone loves Treviso. Doesn't mean you get to conquer it.
That explains why the streets crawl with undeserving cattle. You know there are traitors here. They ransom their own city. Literal gods stalk the land, but these filth worship their own purses. But you're different. You and the crows stay true to your roles. It means something when you die, and even more when you kill. You're as much a work of art as this city. And you want a secret from me.
You're so pathetically Kunari still.
You're not an end-of-the-world type. Are you with the gods or not?
The gods, they give strength. But all they ask in return is everything. I can feel their corruption. I can hear their whispers. They're calling for a ritual. If I give in, I'll know where you need to go. But I will lose my jewel. My city! So... you live in a casino. Let us make a game of this. I will become what the gods want. Welcome their whispers. Meet me and show me if the crows deserve my city.
The Butcher was our contact, and he's letting himself fall to the Blight? Finish them off. We need to go after the Butcher.
Ow. That was blocked, but I was behind you. I'm gonna heal myself. That is a actually pretty effective heal. You are burning. What more fire? Oh, never mind.
Wants us to prove we're worthy of saving Treviso. That's what's happening.
I thought he was given into whatever the gods were doing.
Who the fuck knows?
Everyone's acting like normal, like the Butcher hasn't gone nuts.
They're on Tom. They don't ask questions.
Safer to keep your head down, I guess.
So they're used to following their roles. Well, now their roles mean fuck all. Also, the Antum. Alright. The Butcher's gonna lose his city regardless. Hi.
Honestly, the Blight might be a good thing for the city. Now everyone will have to pull together.
Yeah, you see that happening all around you.
Hear the shift in his voice? He's changing.
So we win. The crows take his city, and the Butcher loses. We lose. The gods take the city. The Butcher loses. from me, Hort.
There's the Butcher. He's a Reaver and fighting his own Antom.
I don't think he can tell us about the gods.
We have to hope he's still in there.
Let's not jump into the lake. This rook can't swim. Let's just wait a bit.
I see you, Rook, and I see the ritual. Match me, find me, win this city.
Oh, you're vulnerable to this.
So beautiful, but not on Treviso.
There's nothing left of him.
I don't know if that's true. Tearstone Island. He's literally saying where it is. That was...
And he named the ritual site Tearstone Island.
Yeah, brilliant.
Didn't lie, for whatever that's worth.
He got the death he wanted. Good trade, I guess. And he gave us the information we came for.
Yes, truly the Butcher was a paragon of honor and virtue, and we are all devastated to see him go.
Eventually.
And now you have a location for your final pointless confrontation. The gods are at Tearstone Island. Isn't that what you wanted? A chance to die a hero's death? So go. Leave Treviso.
No, that's what the Butcher wanted.
What's left of it, anyways?
The Butcher did warn us about a traitor. Didn't get a chance to name them, though. Thanks for confirming that for us, Evenchi.
Given how much that man talked, I'm shocked he actually kept his mouth shut.
You sold Treviso out to the Antom.
I did what I did to help this city, to save it.
Sure.
To keep my people from being slaughtered like cattle by the Antom. And you let us suffer and sicken in favor of Minrathous. I gave up the crows, you gave up the whole city. Treviso is dying, Rook, and its killer wears your face.
I've met some terrible people lately, even without counting Elganon and Gillinane. You're right up there in some pretty august company. What if Treviso's people could have fought back, could have rallied to the city's defense? But the Antom kept them weak, let them die. That happened because of a choice you made. I live with the consequences of my decisions. Can you say the same?
You live with nothing, Rook! You have the luxury of distraction, of defining all your actions by the greater good. So take your team to Tearstone Island. Face Elganon and Gillinane, strike them down. Or don't. Either way, Treviso is dying. But it's still mine.
You're gonna rule over the ashes, are you?
Cared enough about this city to make themselves its villain.
It makes sense now. Every decision they made shows it.
The governor betrayed us all. And for what? A city that is sick, and whose recovery will be measured in years.
I take it you heard? The Butcher's dead.
And in his place is the traitor we knew was lurking. And the Antam fell in line?
Whatever the Antam are looking for, Eventu's giving it to them.
The Blight changes things. Even the Antam fear it. The governor has given them a clear purpose. They were more cunning than I thought.
Something always bothered me about Evenchi.
Many things bothered me about Evenchi. Yet I did not spot the most important one.
This wasn't a failure. You gave us the name we needed.
The hand that leashed Treviso. The Butcher was the mouth, but the hand was Evenchi all along. They think they have the power in the Antam, and a network doing their will.
But we have the face of our enemy.
Evenchi will be hiding, so we will hound their Antam and make them desperate.
When the governors show themselves again, we end this.
Evenchi keeps talking about restoring order and rebuilding Treviso. But what then?
I believe the good governor's plan was to risk the city to try and claim the nation. If the Antam beheaded the crows, who would merchant princes hire? Who would invaders fear?
As if the Antam would fill that role. This was a bookkeeper's angry grab at power.
When Evenchi left, they made it sound like they were planning something.
I suspect it will be about restoring order as they see it. And that the crows will be first on their list.
Whatever the good governor's intent, we'll end it.
You're not concerned the gods will send the Antam more support?
The gods might come for us, but they're coming for everyone. I believe you are crafting the answer to that, and we will help as we can.
Yeah.
We'll stop Evenchi.
The gods. Did you learn where they will be?
Tearstone Island. Evenchi confirmed it before they left.
We know the time to face Elgar'nan and Ghilanane approaches, but it will not take us long to find Evenchi.
If you truly want to help Treviso recover from the Blight, help us deal with the governor.
We'll let you know when we'll make our move. And after that, Treviso will be free.
I need to get the team around the table and talk about what's next.
All right. To the lighthouse. New missives? If you meet me again, there are precious few in this world who understand the particular burdens people like us carry. And while I don't imagine either of us begrudge our responsibilities, sometimes just knowing that someone else understands can lift that weight. As you hold your own people together through what must often seem like sheer force of will, so too must I keep the fragile alliance in the South alive. Even though I was gone for only a brief sojourn to speak to you, I returned to no small amount of chaos that I needed some time repairing. In my last letter, I said it felt like a calm before the north storm, and it still does. The Blight continues to creep forward, slowly but inexorably. But we've seen very little of the Darkspawn, even as the corruption claims more and more of our lands. We've had more success to the west, where we've won several battles against the Vegetori, and to the north, little trace remains of the Antam dreadnoughts at the mouth of the waking sea. Still, the storm is building, we can all feel it. There's tension in the air, and before we know it, the winds will howl and the thunder roll. Till then we wait. We ready ourselves, and when the time comes, we'll stand firm against the gathering darkness. Yours, the Inquisitor. Why are you still using the title of Inquisitor? You disbanded the Inquisition. Rook. Events move with tremendous speed. Much that we thought was certain has turned out to be only wishful thinking. And every day we find ourselves pushed to our limits. The Darkspawn, until now, little more than a trickle, have become a flood. We've been forced to abandon villages and settlements all across southern Ferelden. We've retaken Skyhold from the demons that infested it, and there we brought refugees from this onslaught. How fitting that the fortress that housed my people when you waged a war against Corypheus should serve once again to protect the innocent from would-be gods. Yet I fear that even Skyhold won't be sufficient. Already the Darkspawn have claimed Redcliffe, and the shores of Lake Callan arrived with the Blight's corruption. Our land sickens and dies, and I fear that whoever among Ferelden's people live through this relentless assault will starve to death instead. It's a cruel fate for those who have already been through so much. Skyhold stands firm as the rock of the mountains themselves, but stone provides little sustenance. The chastened and ever hunt and bring food. Even they return empty-handed more often than not. But hope remains. There's been no sign of the Untarm in the waking sea, and reports from Orlais suggest the Venatori have been fought to a standstill. The Free Marchers have unified under a single banner, and even now march south to aid us in our struggle. I can't say with confidence that we'll win this war, but we'll make the gods pay in blood for every inch of ground. The people of Thedas have not yet fallen, and I hope they never do. Yours, the Inquisitor. Rook. Word has reached me of your battle in Hosberg. Taking down an archdemon at Weishaupt was no small feat, and now, coupled with your victory over both Gilnenain's blighted dragons, fewer than a dozen people in North Thedas could boast of such an achievement. News of your victory, of the Warden's victory, has no small impact on morale. Darkspawn swarm in numbers never seen in living memory, but there's a sense of hope, of optimism, among those who have added their banners to our cause. Not all have chosen to ally so openly and directly with us. The Venatori and the Orlesian royal armies clash daily in Orlais. Valroy is now under control of the rebels, and from there the Venatori launch attacks as far east as Kirkwall. Yet Orlais still refuses to join us. We sent several companies to assist, but while the Elysian troops don't attack them, they refuse to coordinate tactics. Paranoia, perhaps, from past wars between Ferelden and Orlais. Still, the situation is dire, and I only hope they recognize it before it's too late. Whatever ill luck may come our way from Orlais, fortune smiles on us from the east. Whatever you're doing up north, it's drawn some of the Untarm off from their assaults on our trade routes. Reports have also begun to emerge of attacks on the Untarm. Work of the Felicissima Armada, apparently. I owe Isabella my gratitude. The relief from the Untarm's piracy is welcome. Nevertheless, I can't help but feeling this is a calm before the storm on all fronts. The worst is yet to come. Rook, we've gotten word for what if Governor Evenchi plans for Treviso. It's not good. Come find us in the diamond, Viago. A time to kill. I approve. Lotash? What a surprise.
Rook, when's the last time you
slept?
I can't demand your repentance, Johanna, but perhaps reflection beckons.
Reflection? On trying to fix the great failure of Navarra? The finest necromancers in the world, and what do we teach them? To loiter down in the necropolis. Navarra could be an empire. We could raise armies of corpses to slay our enemies, and
There's a reason why we don't do that.
You'd make us another Tevinter.
nonsense. I'm sure we'd do better.
Not to quote Shrek, but where is everybody? Ah. Hi there, Nev.
Up for a trip to the Cobbled Swan?
Why? What's happening?
Nothing that I know of. With Aelia taken care of, I thought we'd check in. Maybe enjoy the Swan for once?
Oh, she just wants to take us to the pub. Brilliant. I'm very much up for going to the pub with Nev.
You see the size of Elgernon's dragon?
Kind of hard to miss.
She's pretty big.
He, the archdemon Lucicon, is a he.
Male dragons don't have wings.
Elgernon used magic to make the archdemons bigger. Maybe he added wings, too.
Ugh. And he's screwed with her horns. What kind of asshole does that?
The kind we kill.
So you're saying it's a transgender dragon? You saying this? Whatever you said the name of the archdemon was, he's male. But in dragon form, he has wings. I feel like Tash, of all people, you should understand the implication there. Not that I suppose anyone has ever asked.
Did you get it?
Get what?
Blade?
As an apology for prying, you know, about you and Tosh.
What exactly was in the basket?
Cheese?
You know, things. I can't remember now that you ask.
Balara.
Well, oils, mostly. And chocolate.
I would have remembered an oil and chocolate basket.
Maybe Tash ate it all, including the oils.
Spite will not stop demanding revenge for Treviso. Is there any more we can do?
Yes, that was a weird thing to... I don't know what it means when there's a speech bubble with a... Oh, shit. They've disappeared. I don't know what it means when there's a speech bubble with a clock about inside it. Right, you count as having been talked to. Do I assume Balara is back in her room? Yes, she is.
Rook, good to see you.
And Harding.
I hope Tosh is all right. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my ma.
And Tosh? No, Tosh is back where they were. Or still where they were, I mean. Right, first things first, the most important thing to do, by far, is to go to the pub with Nev. Oops.
Yes, Lorelei.
Pub, 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 pub. Oops. Yep.
Zeta, how are you?
Better with Aelia out of the picture. You know, my last show had a good crowd, in a good mood. Haven't seen that in a while.
Is it rude to ask a Kunari where their horns are? Wait, what? Now, did you run up there while I was talking to Cedar? I love the Lords of Fortune get up.
Thought the cart was done when the Venatori grabbed me. You did a good job polishing her up.
I was happy to help. Besides, Nev might starve without your cart.
Yeah, well, free fish next time. You too, Gallus.
Sure, Hal. Rana, I've got someone for you to meet.
Right. I'm almost finished here.
Good reading? And here I thought you'd be working our cases.
I got a tip on a red lyrium smuggler who leaves coded messages in the paper. I placed a coded ad pretending to be a buyer. If the smuggler took the bait, I'll know where he's trading the goods.
Because you convinced Nev, Dr. Needs Hope, the two of them started a detective agency.
One day we'll come here and not get mixed up in something.
Well, then what would we do for fun?
Got a few ideas.
Until
Same brain.
it's reading the paper. What could go wrong?
Are we tempting fate now? That is fun. So, what are we after?
We're looking for the phrase Virantium Brandy.
Got it.
Hold on. What's this? Nev Gallus and Rana Savas, investigators?
Right, that. I may have paid for another small advertisement.
You what?
If we want to
The shock.
we need an easier way to find us. It's approachable.
I regret this already.
That's brilliant. Maybe we should advertise.
Slow down. We haven't seen if this one works out.
There, Virantium Brandy. I know where to stop the Red Lyrium deal. This one, anyway.
Good catch. You might work out after all. Still, I'd prefer you have backup when you need it. And if I'm not around... Rana?
Oh, hi.
I put in a word for you.
The Viper? You're real? Wait, a word? For what?
Come. It's time you met the Shadow Dragons.
Are you Nev Gallus?
How did you...
I saw your advertisement. I need your help.
Then you're in the right place.
My hero.
I wasn't already. Have a seat. I'm guessing you've got a story.
I've got no idea why the frame rate was so shit for that entire interaction. But, oh well. Companions. Nev. Oh, you got a staff. Okay. I'll talk to Nev after that little thing. Rid Reviso of Evenchi. Evenchi. Are you Spanish or Italian? Antiva. Which? You're like half and half. You're like...
So, Tosh, the way my lyrium magic shows up when I pick you up and pin you to the wall and bite your shoulder. Together. When we're together. I just wanted to make sure my lyrium wasn't hurting you. I'm mostly fireproof. It's not fire. I'll make sure it's okay next time we're together. You're gonna have other stuff to think about next time we're togethering. You're impossible.
I feel like that probably shouldn't have been a conversation I was present for, but okay, whatever.
Are you doing?
I'm standing on Bianca. I'm standing on Bianca's corpse. Didn't we kill the person who made Bianca in Dragon Age 2? Or were they just tangentially related? Balara's in here talking to Hezenkos.
You have a question about negative topological functions? Yes, please.
Emmerich said it was okay to ask about this.
Do you always listen to that milksop? Well, at least you've come to a proper necromancer. First, I assume you've learned to cascade your spell weaves around wave inversions?
Oh, really? But wouldn't the explosive radius... I'd never try it.
That's cowardice speaking. Cast it aside.
That's cowardice speaking. This is the person who accidentally made herself into a half-lich.
Funny thing is, Hassan doesn't seem to want to venture too deep out there. Not sure if I should be glad he sticks close, or worried he senses something farther out.
My money's on both.
You're not in there. You're not in there.
Hey, Hassan.
It's so cute.
Curiosity. Where is it?
I'm afraid Manfred's gone.
Bring it back. Spite, leave it. I want no.
Thank you, Lucanus. It's all right. Spirits are often confused by death, especially amongst their own.
It should be here.
Yes, I know.
Or spite. Is spite an emotion? Well, I guess I'm not talking to Nev, am I? Right, let's go to Treviso. Character? I picked up a dagger. I didn't want to press J, but whatever. Let's undo the J-ing. Time to kill. And we're going to take Nev. Can you just not become Hero of the Veilguard because of... I let Treviso get blighted, which implies you can't get both Lucanus and Nev, because I would presume Nev gets hardened if you let Minrathus fall. Tatea and Viago.
It worked. The crows have harried the Antam, and Evenchi is revealed. But I did not think this is what they planned.
It is bold, and it will doom us all.
That sounds intriguing.
Rook, good. We have discovered what Evenchi is planning for Treviso. When you fought the comic master in the garrison, you mentioned a note you found that said some comic had gone missing.
We have discovered who stole it.
Evenchi.
The governor intends to release it all around the city to pacify violent seditionists.
They called us reckless, and now... Now Evenchi will ruin the minds of thousands in this city to have their peace and order.
Who is Evenchi planning to poison with the Karmek? Aside from the crows?
People who have spoken up too loudly against the Antam.
Anyone too friendly with the crows. I doubt Evenchi is familiar with poisons. I guarantee the Kamek will spread to the rest of the city as well.
We know about it, and we'll stop it.
After the dragon attack, and then the blight... The governor is a coward who has given up on Treviso.
Better to poison the last of it themselves than let anyone else solve these things.
It is finally time to strike. Go to the garrison and prevent Ivenchi from releasing the comic.
Once you are there, Thea and I will lead the Crows against the rest of Ivenchi's forces in the city.
Understood.
There is something else. Jacobus stormed off earlier. He did not look well.
Look out for him, would you?
Of course. We'll head to the garrison.
We'll kill him.
Do you think Ivenchi would target the field hospital?
I would not put anything past them now.
I will kill you. Nice. I say Limber. No, I will kill Jacobus because he's clearly blighted and he's going to transform. Oh, it's phasing through her.
I heard the butcher was wearing a cloak. He said he loved Treviso.
That's crazy. They're all crazy.
And Rook was there. And even she's a traitor too.
Everyone not a crow, they're all just crazy.
Some of the crows as well, actually, are pretty crazy. Yeet!
Onto the garrison and the governor.
I know I should bring Lucanus to this. Should.
The courtyard looks empty.
Strange. You'd think they'd post Anton as guards.
Eventually must be further in. We clear the garrison this time. Eventually's got to know there's no way out for a traitor.
Oops. That was too good a jump. I just wanted to get onto this ledge.
Look! Intruders! Calm down. We're gonna stay close to the house.
That was almost sad.
Darkspawn! The courtyard's full of them. That explains why Eventually's Anton were trying to run.
We've got company.
Who wants some?
You have to just let them all kill each other. He's blighted. Eventually is blighted.
Eventually's blighted.
Exactly.
Wait! Jacobus!
told you Jacobus was blighted and I'll have to kill them. Lucky shot. It was a melee attack. Or as close as damage as I can do. Oh, bollocks. You've got more health than I would like. Thanks, Tash. Never mind. I was going to use a Tash weakened attack, but can you do the fucking thing I'm doing? I'm watching everywhere. Do you have anything that could... Never mind.
Okay, now for Avenchi.
I will see you dead if it's the last thing I do before the blight takes me!
Careful. The air smells wrong.
It's the comic. I see we're fighting the Scarecrow here.
Wait! Are these Anton real?
I see the comic is working.
Who are we killing? Because it may not be Anton. I love it when they push me into healing potions. Like, I wasn't actually trying to do that, but... Fuck.
Our ID
There's a few more Avenches than I was expecting. You're resistant to fire. Good to know. And you're vulnerable to electricity. Okay, I can deal with that. They exploded!
If that damned dark spawn at the gates hadn't scratched me, blighted me, if you hadn't interfered...
It wouldn't have made a difference.
Neither will my death. My comet could have helped stabilize the city. But it's still blighted, dying. Nothing can save Treviso now.
We just stopped the governor from poisoning people. That's a start.
I did it to protect the city!
You did it because you wanted it for yourself. You say you did all this for Treviso, eventually, to protect it. But you never really believed in it.
What would you know about the city I love?
Well. Oh well. Never got to use the electricity move on him. They died before I got a chance. Nearly missed. The next zip line.
If Rook hadn't stopped the governor in time.
None of that. It is time to celebrate a victory.
Rook! I should have wine.
I have wine.
Evenchi is dead. The comic is being disposed of. All thanks to you.
The garrison's a mess.
Details.
The Antam remain, though with Evenchi gone, I think we will be able to persuade them to move on in the coming months.
People are being moved to safer areas outside the Blight. Crows have time now to patrol for Darkspawn.
It will take years, but we can plan for Treviso's future now that it has one.
We fought for this city. The least he can do to repay us is survive.
Treviso is stronger than Evenchi ever gave it credit for.
You never gave up, Rook. We will repay that in full. But life is so dull if all we talk about are responsibilities. It is time to celebrate.
For our victory.
For Treviso's freedom.
For the crows.
What an excellent idea. Viago, dear, you mentioned something about getting us drinks?
I think we've done what we can for Treviso. We've shown everyone you can stand against the Antam and the Blight.
Jacobus, the fledgling, fell to the Blight in Treviso, but not before using the last of his wits to lead Darkspawn into the garrison, which overran Evenchi's Antam and blighted the governor. The team put Jacobus to rest, then rushed to stop a despondent Evenchi from unleashing Kamek into the city. With them dead, Treviso can move forward without being manipulated by one of its own. Back to the lighthouse. Understandably, Lucanus wants to talk about what the fuck just went down.
Hey, Valara. You okay? You look sad.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about my brother.
Yeah. Sometimes I see stuff that reminds me of my mother.
What do you do? When it hits you, I mean.
I don't know. I ask someone how they're doing.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I'm thinking about them and not me.
Oh. I'm sorry, Tosh.
Nah. It's a good hurt. Mostly.
Only your mother had told you that she accepts you for who you are before she fucking died.
Are you doing all right?
Say something new. Varric, tell me a fucking story. I don't even talk to Solus. Did I ever tell you about the time that Varric and I had an argument about what to do with the spirits? Varric was saying we need to make the spirits appear more human. And I was like, but it's not human, but it's a spirit. You need to embrace what it is. And the Inquis... you noticed.
And you don't even have the decency to gloat.
This existence of ours is a gift. By the friendship we once had, I ask you to cherish it rather than let resentment dwell within you.
Let me try on your crab.
Nah.
Absolutely not.
Whenever I do an impersonation of Solus, it's never the right accent. Whether from the valleys, he's got a more sort of Swansea accent.
Everything the Wardens do for us, and their final reward is just one more sacrifice.
When the time comes, the calling's almost a release. The nightmares and the voices are too much. It's when Wardens refuse death that the problems start.
I wish there was something else we could do for them.
Like the gloom howling.
We know what we sign up for.
Do you? Do you? Because in Origins we fucking didn't. The calling, the nightmares, the blight, the early death, everything else, even the joining. Well, I was not in there. Was not covered until after the fact. Like, Wardens very much definitely did not know what they were signing up for. Yes, I know Lucanus wants to talk.
Ron has made a good impression on the Shadow Dragons. Tarquin thinks she's too earnest, but good luck changing that.
Well, she was the one good Templar. And got kicked out because of it. You'd think, because the Knight Commander was shown to be corrupt and a major part of the Venatori, not only was he covering up corruption, he was part of the cult himself, that maybe they might reinstate her, but nah, the Templars are corrupt to the core in Tevinter.
Lucanus.
He looks just like me. Spite, I mean, when he manifests.
That makes sense, doesn't it? What's on your mind?
I've been thinking. Treviso is as safe as we can make it. So, when my contract to you is fulfilled, Spite and I will go our separate ways. Literally, I'm going to seek out a way to separate us, wherever that takes me.
After experiencing imprisonment at the Fort Treviso, Lucanus wants independent lives for himself and state. Spite. That makes sense? Oh.
A lot of people have tried to cure possession. Sometimes, if they can kill the demon in the Fade...
That's what I've heard too, but there's no guarantee of success, especially given our situation.
Because you and Spite were forced together?
And because I pay my debts, even to him.
And it's not fair to kill Spite.
And what about the other person in this equation? How does he feel about this?
He dreams of freedom. I've shared those dreams. He never chose this, Rook. Something must change.
You sound like you still got some doubts.
Being possessed. It's not like separating oil and water. Each element permanently infuses the other. Spite wears my face, uses my skills. I know I've grown stronger. So, say I cast out Spite with all he's learned from me. What then? What if I free myself, but unleash a true demon of Virantium?
For all you know, Spite comes out with your knack for vanilla and nutmeg tarts.
Rook.
My point is, you don't know what will happen.
I know that Spite, a part of me, would be alone.
Spite will only be alone if he chooses to be. But you can't control that. All you can do is trust that you're making the right call. For both of you.
I know. But from someone else, it's easier to believe. And it's easier to see a future I can live with when this is done. To strike hardest, one must aim beyond the target. Let's end it, Rook. You and I and Spite, and all the fury we can muster.
And here's the Hero of the Veilguard. Your supporters allow Lucanus to face his inner demons to protect what matters most. Defiant and unrelenting, Lucanus gives no quarter to his targets, preying on their weakness and giving them no chance to recover. With expertise comes notoriety. This suit is reinforced in every place that counts, protecting against even the most unexpected strikes. Abominations, thorough study on, including records of conversation taken from 9:10 dragon to 9:23 dragon by Enchanter Dara of the ostrich circle. The possessed and what we don't realize from the weekly Truth in Minratha's author name unknown, the Kirkwood incidents, author name withheld, on envy and spite trusts nothing to do with envy demons. The wardens have dealt with possession, but their records on the subject have survived anywhere. Oh. Only warden I know who has dealt with possession. Actually, no, I've had two. I know of 2 wardens who have dealt with possession. 3 if you count Sophia Dryden. 4 if you count Avernus. One involved killing a demon in the Fades. And in the case of Anders, he never really did seek a resolution with justice, did he? In any case, I'm going to save here because it is 20 to 5 in the morning. So let's see who's online. Let's go somewhere. Let's raid on Twitch. And drop in on joystick. Right, let's start off with Twitch. Let's use online. Right. Let's mute this. Can we raid Syra? Let's have a look. Yes, we can. Let's raid Syra. Let's have a look at joystick. Let's see what we're going over here. Oh, there's so many people I want to drop in on.
I mean, I would sub just because you're stunning, but the other it's also me.
Let's drop in on Frisky Fox. I like Frisky. She's nice. Right, let's drop in on Frisky Fox. I'll be back some point in the near future. Good night. See you then.